All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Giants. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They go play action here on first down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Lawletta. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He won't go down. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd and 10, Lawletta. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Lauletta back to the air. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw on 2nd down. Walters. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Jordan Willis in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. To throw on 3rd down. Walters. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
No. Check. Patriot.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Lauletta on 1st down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
So we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter. Here's another good example.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Let's go. 3-19.
Lauletta now to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw, Lauletta. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here we go now.
Here's Lauletta after the interception. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They'll try the air now with Lauletta. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Start out on the ground with Coleman. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Walters to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
Operating from the gun. Walters. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Well, first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground as Saquon Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. A shotgun snap to Lauletta. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch it now, Barney.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can.
And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are in for 6. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. On 1st and 10, Walters. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Falcons! A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's got daylight. 30, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Giants. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Giants are in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 17-14. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fielded about a yard deep. Uses the spin. And now running right through it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. They begin the drive with Coleman. And some room to maneuver. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Coleman on the toss. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big. To throw on 2nd down. Walters. A man over the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play. Penny, a 1st down carry. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. This is Coleman. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area. He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. On third down, that's Coleman, and he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Coleman. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll toss it to Coleman. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, he came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Walters. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And this one is right through. And that will knock things up here late in the 1st half. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the 2nd half to play.
So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even 1st half, all tied on the scoreboard. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Elsewhere on this Sunday in the NFL, they're in the 2nd quarter in Detroit. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Lauletta. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Detroit, Detroit. Gone, 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 gone.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on 3rd down for this offense. Out of the gun, Lauletta. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays.
And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker. They've got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 78 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, He's really good.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big play.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, after those plays, the offense coordinator has to feel like he has balance in his favor. Threw it, then ran it, both for nice chunks of yardage. Now he feels like he's got things going in his direction, but the defensive coordinator, his guys are off balance a little bit. How does he set up, and what does he plan for in the next play? Is there a tendency there he can lock in on and maybe set his defensive call?
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. Loletta to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defense is awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the turf.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first down, Walters on the screen. This is Coleman. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Okay, some people call it the shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass, but this worked really well. And it's hard to do in the NFL because of the big bodies that tend to clog up the middle of the field. But the execution was excellent there, able to get it done and get upfield for big yardage.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. To throw on second down, Walters. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away,
and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now it's Lauletta. Looking deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Back to the air, Lauletta on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. Now Lauletta on 1st down. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They come out here, and he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Kyle Lauletta, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Giants add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Throwing on 1st down. Walters sliding out of the pocket. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Man 38.
To throw again. Walters. Going underneath. It's Coleman. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Walters. Flush to his right. And some room to roam now. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And he finds Penny. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Walters forced, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go. 190. 190.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Jordan Willis, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick here is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 15 of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And down he'll go at the 25. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Try and run for it on first and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a second and goal. And Lawletta's going to throw it here. And that's incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Lawletta on third and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And the kick by Rosas is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved the hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The pitch goes to Penny, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. From the gun, Walters. Escaping the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Operating from the gun, Walters. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Off the play fake, Walters. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at about the 31. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Instead of a run, Loletta wants to throw it. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Oh, wide open. Complete. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Jalen Strong, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants add on to their lead. Rosas to add the extra point. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.
Here we go. White 90.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Giants, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.